Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. In this video, we are going to be looking at Cardano. We're also going to be looking at Bitcoin and really the overall crypto market and where we think it's going. We're going to be looking at the Bitcoin chart, the Cardano chart. We're actually going to be listening to one of the co-founders of Ethereum speak on not only Cardano but Polkadot, and say that he essentially holds these projects. He's bullish on these projects. This is somebody who has been in the crypto space for a long time period, really since the inception of it, and actually played a vital role in helping to found Ethereum. He is bullish on not only Cardano but Polkadot. This is another reconfirming factor to me that we are indeed in the right project as ADA holders. Ultimately, guys, I am still buying Cardano, and I'm going to make that point very clear to you in this video and the reasons why I am doing it. Now, in terms of a charting point of view, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start on the biggest time frame and then we'll zoom in. You know, Cardano is still above its EMA. We have a looming death cross potentially forming for Bitcoin at the moment. This is looking quite inevitable that we are going to actually make that death cross. We're going to make a longer video in regards to that and what we think this could lead to. But ultimately, in regards to Cardano and looking at it from a charting perspective, guys, you are just so tethered to Bitcoin that, you know, I wouldn't say it's irrelevant doing any kind of charting right now on Cardano, but its value has gone down immensely. You know, you can maybe go down to your smaller time frames and you've got some interesting happening, like this is a 1 hourly time frame. You can see there's a reverse head and shoulders here that essentially hasn't even played out. So ultimately, guys, we're not really looking in too much depth into Cardano on a charting kind of basis until something interesting happens. What we're really looking at right now is Bitcoin. And in yesterday's video, we spoke about the fact that, you know, we all know we have the Wyckoff distribution at the top here. That was very evident, and it was a really good shout by the individual who shouted it out. Is it a possibility? And there are a lot of confirming factors of why it may perhaps be, like the fact that we've already have a Wyckoff schematic play out. So it would suggest that on the both on the downside and the up, you're going to see a similar thing take place. This is the Wyckoff accumulation schematic. This follows the distribution schematic, and essentially, you know, there's a potential that we could be at that spring test where we are going to continue on in this bull run. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe we are still in a bull run. I just think this bull run is going to take shape, a different shape to how 2017 looked. The same way 2013 looked different to 2017, or 2017 took a different shape to how 2013 did. They're not going to be identical. That would be too easy. And we're getting a lot of FUD, we're getting a lot of sort of bad news at the moment. And the fact that Bitcoin is surviving this, yes, it has had a pretty volatile reaction as a result, but we are seeing whales come in now, guys. We're seeing a lot of people buy up Bitcoin. When you see these big movements for Bitcoin like this isn't traders pushing the price up, guys. These are big players accumulating all at once and thus pumping the price. So I felt that was important for me to say before we go into any kind of more specific Cardano news. We're just waiting on Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I'm really waiting. I'm still dollar cost averaging across the board on the cryptos that I accumulate on a regular basis. But really, this is just a waiting game, guys. We don't want to lose these kind of levels of support here because there's a big kind of air bubble underneath us that would perhaps take us right the way down to our prior 2017 all-time highs. It's a possibility, but we are always biased bull on something like this. Even if you look at a macro scale for Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, how can you not be a bull? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to anyone, really. This is what Bitcoin's life cycle looks like. It's just continuously up, guys. I mean, this is the overall direction of this asset class, and I believe it's going to continue to do so with peaks and troughs involved. Now, in regards to Cardano, I want to play you a quick clip of one of the Ethereum co-founders and his thoughts on Cardano. You know, this is a positive sign from somebody who knows what he's on about in regards to cryptocurrencies. So we'll play this clip, and then we're going to go into a little bit more detail. I'm really going to be drilling home to you why it is I'm continuing to accumulate Cardano throughout these time periods, because I do believe, you know, joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain, ladies and gentlemen. You don't appreciate those sunny days unless you have the rainy ones. And this really is where you make your money as a cryptocurrency investor. On the down days, in the bear market, it's not that we're going into a bear market. You make more money on the down days than you do the up. So let's play this, guys, and then let's move on to some more content.
Now I've kind of fallen back to just simplicity. I'm in a number of different projects, but the majority of my stuff is in the top projects. So the top few. I'm a big fan of Polkadot. I'm a big fan of Cardano. Big fan of Charles. Let's say that. Taking some different approaches
Aren't we
in the way
all?
that they're doing things, much more on the academic side of what he's done and bringing stuff forward. But real big fan of Gavin Wood, and knowing those guys from the days back of Ethereum, and knowing their drive and knowing their competitiveness and their smarts. I was able to kind of see those projects for the last few years and know that they were going to get to where they've gotten up to. So most of my stuff is in the top few things: Ether, Bitcoin, Cardano, Polkadot. I like Cosmos as well.
So really, it sounds like this guy's very bullish on smart contracts and the future of smart contracts. And Cardano is essentially trying to be the pinnacle of that. We know we have the Alonzo rollout plan coming out. Well, when I say coming out, it's already out. We've already completed Alonzo Blue. That fork went successfully. We're now going to continue with the test nets. This is going to be upon you before you know it, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, I believe that there is an amazing opportunity in being an investor in Cardano, because ultimately, as somebody who's very heavily involved in the DeFi space, in regards to Ethereum and the DeFi built on top of Ethereum, I love the world of DeFi, and I think it has so much scaling to come in terms of its monetary value. It's going to do. DeFi is, in many respects, the future of finance, and Cardano hasn't even had the opportunity yet to be a part of that. This is the Cardano ecosystem. These are some projects. There are going to be thousands eventually built on top of Cardano. This is going to increase the demand for this token exponentially. That's why Ethereum has such a high market cap, ladies and gentlemen, because it's used on a day-to-day basis. I use it on a day-to-day basis, whether that's providing liquidity to protocols, whether that's using lending platforms, whatever that may be, guys, whether that's swapping in and out of tokens on a DEX, whatever that may be, whether it's Yearn Finance, DeFi is going to be huge, ladies and gentlemen, and Cardano is going to have a chunk of that pie. It is where it is today without that. What do you think it's going to do with those capabilities onboarded? You are going to see big things coming from this project, guys, and I know everyone's fatigued right now. I know everybody's a bit down in the dumps, but ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been here and you've been in the crypto space for long enough, you understand that this is just how the crypto market works. It's how any emerging market class works. There is a lot of uncertainty around the world right now. All the news headlines are always chopping and changing, whether that's Bitcoin's bad for the economy, or whether that's the US, it's opposed to national security, or whatever it may be, guys. But ultimately, there's just as much, if not more, good news on the flip side of that. People only want to pay attention to the downside, and I am still as bullish. Bank of France, Swiss National Bank begins cross-border CBDC experiment. All countries around the world are working on CBDCs, central bank digital currencies backed on blockchain. Blockchain is the new thing, guys, and is going to play a fundamental role in the financial world that we are moving towards. And I don't want any of you to miss out. I am still dollar cost averaging in. I've actually accumulated quite a lot at these points. Regardless, if this isn't the bottom for Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, and let's say we do, worst case scenario, go into a bear market, and if Bitcoin goes into a bear market, it's really going to drag the entire crypto space with it. And I've bought at these prices here, not only for Bitcoin, but the entire crypto space. The worst case scenario is you spill out of that and we enter a bear market. I am so confident in the crypto space, and this is not financial advice, and please do not take it as such, that I believe even if we do enter a bear market, it's just a longer waiting game that I have to play, because Bitcoin is a game of survivability, ladies and gentlemen. The same with the property market. You have to be in it to win it. People back in 2017 when they bought would have been rather disheartened with the fact that it literally crashed after they bought it. But ultimately, in hindsight, guys, that was still a good buying opportunity. There's lots of people recently that wish they could have bought at 20k. The story will be the same in the next 4 years and the next 8 years and the next 12 years. I believe that, and that's why I'm part of the crypto space. So in regards to Cardano, guys, and this wasn't just a Cardano update video, the charts, we're so tethered to Bitcoin, it's almost irrelevant looking at the charts. When things start to pick up and we start to get more of a kind of headwind, we will start diving very, very heavily back into the Cardano charts and giving you more of a charting kind of update. But right now, we're really just focused on the long-term goals and visions of this project. And I like what I see, guys. Ultimately, I am in DeFi heavily. Something that we don't talk about a lot on this channel, because a lot of people that are new to the space perhaps don't even know what DeFi is. But when you really explore the realms and the possibilities that DeFi brings, it is unbelievably attractive, unbelievably imaginative, So many reasons, and like I say, Cardano hasn't even had a chance to be a part of that. And we do keep going on about the Alonso rollout plan, because I think people underestimate how much of a big deal this is. This is so huge, and the news is chopping and changing. Ignore it. Focus on the fundamentals, ladies and gentlemen. You have nothing to worry about. You know, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Ultimately, guys, that's been Bitcoin's entire life. And if you had held and maintained the vision, the same vision that Satoshi himself had, that vision that is now becoming a reality, you would have been just fine. All I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen, just a bit of a pep talk again. You know, from the charting point of view, Cardano's not really doing a lot, but I'm still continuing to buy. If it goes lower, I'm going to buy more. If it goes lower, I'm going to buy more. If it goes lower, I'm going to buy more. I'm like a Dalek. I'm accumulate, you know, instead of exterminate. And that's how, you know, I've learned that lesson from being here in 2017 and watching people, you know, get burnt so badly that they walked away from the space altogether, when really what they should have done was just HODL, have that faith in blockchain, and take it from there. All I have for you in this video, guys, if you've enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. I just thought it was important for me to touch base with you. We are going to be setting up sort of handles out there so we can interact with you more on a daily basis. We've just got a lot going on at the moment. I'm going to love and leave you guys. Have a fantastic Thursday, and I'll see you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching.